picking out the right e-bike is not that easy to do, especially if you're unfamiliar with what style e-bike you would probably want. You have choices like a mid-drive motor or a rear hub motor, and you also have choices between a fat tire bike or a regular size tire bike. Not only that, you have frame design choices. You can get full-size frames, you can get step over, step through, and you can even get foldable. Well, my friends over at Velotric hooked me up with 3 of their top-selling e-bikes, and I'm gonna go over each one of these so you can make the right decision for yourself on which e-bike you should purchase first. So let's take a quick look at these 3 e-bikes. These are made by Velotric, and Velotric, in my opinion, is a premium budget brand. And why do I call them budget? Well, anything under the $2,000 price point is where I draw the line on budget friendly. And these come in a wide range of prices. Like this particular one right here is the Summit One eMTB, and this one runs right at $1,999, all the way down to the Fold One, which is gonna come in right around $1,200. So you've got a wide range of bikes to pick from, not only in prices, but as you can see, in style and design. Let's start over here with the Velotric Summit One. This is a mountain bike style e-bike. So if you're planning on doing any type of trail riding, off-roading, anything like that, this is probably the design that you're gonna wanna go with. With this particular bike, you do get a more modern geometry when it comes to the mountain bike style design. This particular design is going to give you a little bit more of a forward lean, kind of more aggressive, and you're going to get a wider handlebar so you can have really good stability whenever the trail gets really rough. This is also going to come with a much better suspension than any of the other models. This one is designed specifically to go off-road. Now the Summit One is going to come with all kinds of features and be upgradable with modern mountain bike parts. Now on this Summit One, you are going to notice that this has some pretty aggressive tires on it. These are going to be 27.5 tires, and they're going to also be a knobby tread pattern. That means that it's ideal for any type of conditions, whether it be on-road or off-road. This bike is an absolute beast on the road. It can be set up as either a Class 1, Class 2, or a Class 3 e-bike, allowing this bike to hit speeds of upwards of 32 miles an hour. This thing is an absolute blast whether you're on the road or off the road. Now if we step over here, this is what I call a more traditional hybrid style e-bike. This has a nice step-through design. This is the type of bike that my wife and my daughters really love to ride. In fact, this is my wife's primary bike at this point. She really enjoys a lot of the features on this compared to one of her other bikes that she used to have. Now with this step-through design, it makes it super easy to get on and off this bike. Now having this step-through design makes this bike super accessible for all kinds of riders. One of the other features you're going to get on the Discover 2 is this is more of a comfort style bike. You'll notice that whenever you sit on this, you do have a nice upright position. You have these really comfortable curved back bars and this nice big padded seat. Now don't let that confuse you, because this bike is an absolute speed demon on the road if you want it to be. Again, this bike can also be a Class 1, Class 2, or a Class 3 e-bike. So if you're into high speed, you can definitely put this onto a Class 3 setting and zoom down the road. Or if you're just a casual rider who wants to take it nice and easy, you can lower that speed down to a comfortable, safe feeling speed. Now, whenever you look at these 2 bikes right here, you will notice that this particular bike comes with fenders and a rear rack, making this an ideal city commuter. Now, adding to the comfort on this bike, you'll find that this has some really nice plush tires. These are 2.4-inch wide tires, which are massive for a hybrid style bike. But my wife and kids have found whenever riding this bike, it gives them a little bit more confidence whenever going over some rougher terrain and taking those corners. Not only that, it smooths out the ride just a little bit. Now stepping over here to look at this particular bike, this is Velotric's Fold One. And that's right, this bike will fold up, so it's nice and compact, so you can fit this in pretty much the trunk of most vehicles, or you can just fit it in a closet in your house. This is a great design if you're somebody who's not wanting to have a bike take up a ton of space in your house, but you're wanting to commute around town. Now, this particular bike isn't really designed to go off-road. It can do some light gravel and some light dirt roads, but it's primarily designed for those paved paths and those city streets. Now, one thing that I really like about the Velotric's Fold 1 is that it doesn't limit itself to a Class 2 e-bike. This one can also go from a Class 1 to a Class 2 all the way up to a Class 3 e-bike. So you can hit those higher speeds of around 28 miles an hour if you want, or you can lower it down so you can have a nice casual ride on a Class 2, which would be a maximum of 20 miles an hour. Now, the Fold 1, as far as comfort goes, is real similar to the Discover 2. It's going to have a nice upright feel. It has a really nice adjustable stem right here, so you can raise and lower that to the height that you want. And also it has these really comfortable ergonomic grips. Now, these bikes are going to be super compact and much lighter weight than these other models. So if you're looking for something that's going to be compact and storable, the Velotric's Fold 1 may be the bike for you. Now, let's talk about some of the common features that you'll find across all these bikes on the Velotric's line. Now, one thing I appreciate on the Velotric's line is that they didn't skimp on the motor size on all these bikes. As you can see, this bike is much larger than the Fold 1, but they both come with 750 watt rear hub motors. Now, even though all these bikes have 750 watt motors, there is a slight power difference. The Fold 1's motor will have 70 Newton meters of torque. The Discover 2 will have 75 Newton meters of torque, and the Summit 1 will have the massive 90 Newton meters of torque. Either way, you're getting a great amount of power for the size and style of bike that you're getting. The big benefit of having a 750 watt motor with 70 Newton meters of torque on a folding e-bike like this is that they can do things like add a rear rack that's going to hold upwards of 120 pounds. You can literally sit a smaller person on this with the seat that they provide and ride around on this small folding bike. That's something that's completely unheard of in other brands when it comes to their folding bikes, but Velotric's didn't skimp because they put on that nice powerful motor. It gives you the option to carry upwards of 440 pounds of total weight on this bike. Now, the same thing goes for this Discover 2. Having a bigger motor on a hybrid style bike is going to give you the option to be able to climb hills with absolute ease. I've ridden several hybrid style bikes that come with 500 watt motors that have around 50 to 60 Newton meters of torque, and you can really tell a big difference when it comes to climbing up a hill. And that's really where you need these motors most, because cruising on a flat ground, a 500 watt motor would be just fine. But if you live in anywhere that's going to have any type of hills, you're going to want the 750 watt motor that comes on all these bikes. Now, over here, this massive motor that you're going to get on the Summit 1 with 90 Newton meters of torque is going to give you the power that you're going to need to be able to hit those high speeds, but also, more importantly, be able to tackle some of those challenging hill climbs that have rough terrain out on the trail. Now, as for battery size on these, Velotric's didn't skimp. They went with nice size batteries for the style of bike that you're going to get. On the Summit 1, you're going to get an estimated range of 70 miles. On the Discover 2, you'll get an estimated range of 75 miles. And on the Fold 1, you'll get an impressive 55 miles. For these bikes in this category, that is definitely at the top of the mileage range for the battery size and the weight of these particular bikes. Now, on the Summit 1 and the Discover 2, you will get a little bit faster charger, a 3-amp charger, allowing this bike to actually charge up in just a few hours, where on the Fold 1, you are going to get a more traditional 2-amp charger, but being that this has a little bit smaller battery, you're still looking at about 4 to 5 hours of maximum time to charge this bike, and that's all if these bikes are completely dead. Now, what I've found, anytime I go out and ride, I may do 10, 15, 20 miles. I can plug my battery in, and within a few hours, I can have a fully charged battery. Now, looking at the Summit 1 and the Discover 2, you do get very, very nice full color screens. These things are going to be very, very bright and nice out on the road, or whether you're out on the trail. Now, on the Fold 1, you are going to get a more monochrome, kind of black and white color screen, but still extremely visible, giving you all the detail and information that you're going to need while you're out on the road. Now, not only do you get impressive range with the batteries on these bikes, But you get something that's extremely important these days. These batteries all have a UL certification, and they have it stamped on the frame. It's a legit UL certification, and all these batteries are going to have a high water resistant rating. In fact, the Discover 2 and the Summit 1 have a rating of IPX7, so you can submerge these batteries in water if you absolutely wanted to. Now, all of these bikes are capable of Class 1, Class 2, or Class 3 capabilities. And what that means is that you're not only going to get that pedal assist, you're also going to get a thumb throttle. And what I really like about Velotrics and their throttles is the fact that they don't limit them to 20 miles an hour. If you want this to be a Class 3 e-bike, your Class 3 e-bike is going to allow you to throttle just as high as if you were in pedal assist mode. Now, we know the Summit 1 has more mountain bike style aggressive tires, and the Velotrics Discover 2 has these really nice 2.4 inch wide Kenda tires. But on the Fold, they do have a little bit smaller tire to make this super portable. But they didn't skimp by going with a skinny tire. They went with a massive 3-inch wide tire. This is going to give you really good grip on these smaller diameter wheels. These are 20 inches by 3 inches wide, and they also have a nice tread pattern on them, so you're going to be able to grip whether you're going on the road or you're hitting up some gravel road. Now, on all of these bikes, you can add quite a few accessories. On the Fold 1, you do have multiple mounting points up front and down here on the bottle cages. Not only that, you do have multiple mounting points on the back of the bike for all kinds of different accessories. Over here on the Discover 2, you also have multiple mounting points all throughout the frame in the same positions. But over here on the Summit 1, you're going to be limited just a little bit because this is going to be more of a traditional mountain bike. But what I do like is that they give you 3 mounting points inside the triangle of the frame. So if you want to mount multiple water bottle cages, you can, or you can mount an accessory right here like a bike lock. Now, something that's extremely important whenever you're looking at any bike, regardless of whether it's a Velotric or any other brand, and that is the brakes. What I love about Velotric is they don't skimp on the brakes, even on their $1,200 model all the way up to their $2,000 model. You're gonna get hydraulic brakes on these, and all of them are gonna come with 180 millimeter rotors, both front and back. This is gonna give you maximum stopping power regardless of what type of terrain you're on. And safety is definitely a high priority for Velotric. They wanted to give you the option to be able to have a headlight and a tail light on all of their bikes. On the Summit 1, I didn't install the headlight, but the rear tail light is installed on the back seat here. And these function as brake lights also. So if you do purchase a Summit 1, you can choose to install or not install the headlight. It's totally up to you. Now on the Discover 2, you do get a little bit extra benefit, being that this is more of a city commuting style bike. They even installed blinkers on the rear taillight, so you can let traffic know which direction you're going with a simple push of the button up here on the handlebars. So you have a nice headlight and a taillight that function as a brake light and turn signals. Now over here on the Fold 1, you do still get a headlight and you also get a tail light, and the tail light is also tied into the brakes, so it'll let people know behind you that you're getting ready to stop. Now both the Fold 1 and the Summit 1 don't come with turn signals. This is going to be an upgraded premium feature that's going to be on the Discover 2. Now going back to the battery tech on these do all have removable batteries, which is really nice. You're not limited to charge them where the bikes will actually fit. You can take the batteries out, bring them inside your house, and charge them in the comfort of your home. So picking out which bike is right for you hopefully is a little bit easier. If you're somebody who wants something that's going to be compact, foldable, and really portable when it comes to a bike, the Fold 1 is probably the option you're going to want to go with. If you're looking for comfort and speed, you're going to definitely want to check out the Discover 2. This premium style hybrid e-bike is absolutely awesome with a super comfortable step-through design. And if you're looking for some exciting thrills, something that you can take off-road and really get kind of rowdy with it and hit really high speeds, upwards of 32 miles an hour, the Summit 1 might be the bike calling your name. Either way, whatever bike you decide to go with, I hope that you guys found this useful. And if you do want to get one of the Velotric bikes, I'll put all the links down below to each one of these bikes so you can check them out. Now, these are their top 3 selling models, but they do have other models to choose from, and you can get to those with those links below also. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video and you enjoy my content, definitely hit that subscribe button. It's completely free, no charge at all. And if you hit that bell icon, you'll be notified whenever I drop my videos each week. All right, guys, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, let me know which bike you like best, but get out there and ride your bike.